Many legends have grown up around St. Patrick, including that he drove snakes out of Ireland and used the shamrock to explain the Trinity. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. Biologists say there were never any snakes in Ireland, and that he used the shamrock as a metaphor for paganism. Now, like I say, I don't know if that's true or not, but here in America, we celebrate St. Patrick's Day. They do celebrate St. Patrick's Day in Ireland. It's a national holiday, and they have festivals, they have parades, and one thing they don't have is corned beef and cabbage. It's not traditionally eaten there on St. Patrick's Day. But here, when the Irish immigrants immigrated here to America, the price of meats was so high that I guess they either came here with no or very little bit of money and they couldn't afford the meat. So they went to butchers where they purchased corned beef, which was cured at the time, and it is still today. This one is not. So they'd buy the cured meat because it was a lot cheaper, and thus St. Patrick's Day, corned beef and cabbage was born. So let's go over these ingredients and let's get cooking. Okay, to get started, here I have a 4-pound corned beef, the packet that comes with it. I went ahead and I drained it, patted it dry with paper towel, and I seasoned both sides with salt and pepper. Here we have 2 bay leaves, 3 cloves of garlic, 6 medium carrots, 1 onion, 1 small head of cabbage, 2 pounds of potatoes, and 2 beers, and 1 for the chef. Salt, pepper, and a little bit of olive oil. To start, what we're going to do is we're going to add some olive oil to this pan, not much, because it's got a lot of fat on it and we're not removing that. Now what we're going to do is put this in the pan and we're going to sear it. Oh, you hear that sound? That's what you're looking for. We're going to sear that until it gets nice and brown on both sides. And that should take about maybe 3 to 5 minutes on both sides. So as the meat's browning on both sides, what we're going to do is we're going to take the onion and we're just going to quarter it. That's all we're going to do. Cut that on a quarter. And the carrots, I want to see the carrots on about a 1-inch chunk. Not too big and not too small. As far as the garlic goes, all we're going to do is slice that. You don't want to go too thin and you don't want to go too thick with that. So let's put a nice little slice on garlic. The cabbage. When you buy cabbage, what you're looking for is a tight head. I already removed the outer leaves. Now what you're going to do is you're going to cut it in half. Go ahead and cut that half in half again. And we're going to remove the core. Get a little bit more. And these are going to go in large chunks like this. So that's already browning. Here is the core. The core is removed. The core is removed here. So I love St. Patrick's Day. I celebrate it every single year. And I drink beer. I drink the Irish beer only on St. Patrick's Day. And it's celebrated all throughout America. So once that's browned, here we're going to go in with 8 cups of stock. Now, I'm just roughing it at 8 cups. What you want to do is you want to just cover the meat, and depending on the size of the brisket that you have, it can take more or less stock. So this is beef stock I'm using. And obviously, you know me, I don't salt any of my stocks. So there's no salt in there. So we will be seasoning this again later. Not at this time. I want to cook everything. First, what we're going to do is we're going to cook the brisket. And then later on, we're going to add the carrots and the cabbage. If I were to add all that now, it would overcook and become mushy. The potatoes would fall apart, and that's just not good. So just add enough stock to cover the brisket, bring it up to a boil, lower the heat to low, and we're going to simmer it for about 2 hours. Now it could take anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. Okay, so that's just about covered. So it could take anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. You want it fork tender. You need to keep testing it. And you know, every corned beef is different. Everybody's pots are different. Everybody's stoves are different. So we're going to go ahead and add the bay leaves. We're going to add the sliced garlic. And this dish is absolutely delicious. I love corned beef and cabbage. I eat it every single year. It's the only time I eat it throughout the year. And it's absolutely delicious. Go ahead and add 2 bottles of stout beer, extra stout. Make sure it's Irish. You don't want to be putting no German beer in there. So 2 12-ounce bottles. We're going to bring this up to a boil, lower the heat to low, and let it simmer for about 2 hours. And I will see you then. Okay, so as this is simmering, I'm skimming the foam off the top, and it's looking pretty good. So we're going to let this go for the next couple of hours. In the meantime, now is a good time for you to subscribe, like the video, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Okay, so it's been about 3 hours. I went ahead and I added the carrots, the potatoes, and the cabbage. The corned beef is just about fork tender. Make sure the cabbage, potatoes, and carrots are completely submerged in the liquid. And we're going to continue simmering this for about 20 to 30 minutes, just until the potatoes and the carrots are fork tender. And I will see you then. Okay, so the carrots and potatoes are just becoming fork tender. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to remove the corned beef. Carefully remove that. Place it on a board. And I gotta tell you, this is absolutely delicious. Now, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna let this rest for about 5 minutes, and I will carve it, we will plate it, and I will show you what it looks like. Okay, so the meat's been resting about 10 minutes. Now what we're going to do is we're going to thinly slice this across the grain. So what you need to do is you need to find the grain. My grain is running this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to thinly slice it. And look at that. Absolutely juicy. Easy to cut. It cuts through like butter. Look at this. Oh man. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to plate and we're going to serve this. Look at this. You can't get better than this. With cabbage on the side, with potatoes and carrots. Make sure you get a variety of everything. And look at this. Absolutely delicious. I don't have to taste this to know that it's delicious. It's finger licking good. Now, let me move this to the side. Let me bring this up here. Let me give this a little taste. And absolutely delicious. The corned beef is pretty much melting in my mouth. Carrots are fork tender. And the cabbage, let's see how that is. Oh man. That's it. We're done here. Go away. That's it. We're done. Oh, absolutely delicious. Oh man. Oh, you still here? Oh, don't you got something else better to do? Like go subscribe, like the video, and like hit that bell thing? You know, go do something. Leave me alone.